I was just sorting a stream out. I'm running a bit late today. I think the mic's all good. I'm just gonna double check now. Yeah, we sound alright. We sound okay. Um, might hear a bit of thunder behind me because down in Wales today we've got L of a storm. But I think we've just timed it perfectly that we've got into the session and we are starting qualifying. So let's get all the datas and the telemetry. Telemetry can stay off, sod that. Fastest lap data, and then track map on so we can see who comes out first. It's looking nice and dry for the for qualifying. I'd love it to be absolutely chucking it down in the race, so I've got an excuse to open my window. But I don't, because it's dry at the moment. Right. Why is no one coming out? Someone do something. Right, as we're on the spectator menu, there's someone coming up there. You can see a fun little symbol next to the driver colours, and that is a PC symbol because we're testing out crossplay today. I had no clue that it was, so I'm hoping it goes alright. I've had experience of crossplay that I would not expect to be using it today in Cone, but hopefully it all goes well. Let's get to the first driver of the session. He's all the way down. There he is in the Alpine. Digweed 85 setting the first lap. So my volume's a bit high, so I'm going to have to change that quickly while they're on the outlap. Usually I get all this done beforehand, but I'm running a bit late now, so if I put that down, I think we should be good now. You'll have a nice... that might be a bit too low, actually. Yeah, I think that might be a bit too low. Give me 2 seconds. Nothing to see anyway. I'm just going to be heating tyres. Well, I say heating tyres. We're at Japan today, so it's going to be quite tough on the tyres. I think it's a front limited track with how aggressive the S's and stuff can be. But I think we'll be good on audio now. That should be okay. I don't think we need to bother with anything else too much now. Full grid today, which is really nice to see. We've had I don't think we had a full grid in Cone Tier 3 as of... Oh, a bit of lightning there. You might hear a bit of grumbling from outside the house now. Fucking hell! Apologies for my language, but I felt that one. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. I hope you lot heard that. I wasn't going to look silly, but I just had a massive bit of thunder. But anyways, look, we'll start with the first lap of the session. That's Digweed. Comes around nice apex, but he's gone a bit wide. He's gone wide there, and he hasn't invalidated. I don't know what he should do there. I don't know if that should be an invalidated lap or he shouldn't set it. But because it's the first one in the session, I think you might take the risk of setting it, knowing that he'll end up getting a faster one later in the session anyway. Someone close behind him. We're not close enough to make an issue of Digweed ahead. Chuck in the comments, by the way, if you heard that. I'm gonna have to watch that back. That was insane. Bloody hell. Right. Bit of traffic here for Digweed on the first lap of the session. Oh, it's an Alpine actually. And he's not got out of the way. Femi. I thought there was planning a bit of a slipstream there, but first of all, it wouldn't have been a very efficient place to do it. I mean, after Spoon would be the place you'd want to do it. And then second of all, I don't think that was planned at all because Digweed had a bit of a struggle taking the racing line there, staying as tight to the lines as he could. But of course, it's gone purple, being the first one to set the lap. It's coming around into traffic now, which isn't going to be any help for the least, but comes around nice and tight around the final corner. And for the first lap of the session, sets a 1:31.2. Now it's going to be always a bit of lightning there. We're going to hear a bit of thunder again in a second. Oh, not that heavy this time. Nowhere near what it was before. Yellow flags across the whole track, but I think we're good. I think it's just traffic in the last sector. The track map is so narrow and small around here that it's hard to see where people actually are. They're overlapping the dots quite a lot, but I think Rosa Sky is coming to set their lap. They look like they were purple. Indian Cheese takes pole for now, beating Digweed, and then Ecos Rosa Sky goes P3 for now. We've got Riordan, who doesn't seem to be pushing at the moment, so I think he's either backed out his lap or is looking to go again. Fandango, though, coming round Spoon area. We've had a spin there of an Alfa Romeo. Fandango, lovely exit there, taking a lot of the exit curve. I don't think that curve can fling you off like some of the ones across the calendar this season. So I think he's done well to really push the limits of the track there. Keeps it nice and tight here. Usually you expect drivers to go out wide with Spoon with tyre the tyre rubbing, but on this game you can keep it nice and tight and still get the momentum, and he comes across the line to take it to a provisional P1 with a 1:30.6, not a bad lap at all. Got a few people, Leon getting up to P4, obviously we saw Indian Jesus, Polish man taking P5 at the moment, Zenon P6, Cal, the newcomer of today, with a 1:32 flat, which puts him solid P7. No issue so far with the crossplay. I know there can be some issues with the frames cutting up and chopping a bit for the console players, but hopefully it's all kept to a minimum for the rest of today's race. Got a few outlappers now. I think that's Deluxe's coming around to finish his lap. It is. See how he does in the Haas. Takes a nice apex. That cone is still there, or the little pillar. I usually like to kick that out because you can take the apex a lot more than the cone allows you to, but nevertheless a 1:29.8 for provisional pole for Deluxe. Very nice lap. I think we got a few people now. Choke Spam's coming around 1:14.6 for his first two sector splits. Comes across into the last corner nice and tight in the McLaren and takes it from P14 to P18 after not setting his first lap. After not having a lap set, that is. Riordan having a bit of a slip there through the awkward hairpin. We got Wild Dog and Baz are on out laps. Baz is about to start a lap now. I think he's just waiting for traffic to come by, but he has got cars coming up behind, so he needs to get a move on. Luckily he gets away just in time from the Ferrari. We'll see where that puts the Ferrari. I was coming to the pits anyway, so there was no issue for Bailey there, but coming at that speed down the back straight, you're never too sure. Bailey was struggling in practice with the setup. He hasn't had much time to get on with Japan, and he's been a bit busy playing F1 Manager, which I expect a lot of our drivers will be doing in this past week with how addictive it is. But at the moment the standard seems good. Nice lines through the S's there for Basil Fox. Comes around, pulls it quite wide on the exit of the S's, but still nice and neat. Coming around the Degners quite cautiously, but at the same time he's not invalidating and he's not wheel spinning at all, so he's going to carry a decent amount of pace anyways. Coming into the hairpin, it's a nice cambered corner, but the car can still swing out so easy. It's not off camber like some of the corners we're annoyed to see around the calendar, but it's still so tricky to not get that rear swing carrying too much speed with the grip of the front tyres. Comes around Spoon now quite cautiously. Comes around into a bit of traffic and they all get out of the way nicely. I personally would have liked, I'd like to take the most narrow line there, so I would have rather the cars got out the way on the right hand side, but I don't think it would have lost Bailey too much time with the line he was taking anyway. Coming into the last two corners now, he goes a bit deep. It's going to cost him in this apex, but he does do well to stay on top of the apex, and he pulls wide, which is not what you want to do, and it still gets him P4, but I think there's a bit of time in there for Bailey still. Digweed starting a new lap, I think, for the Alpine, and he's finishing it too because he just span with a bit of a commentator's curse. Right, Wild Dog coming round the last three corners now in the Williams. Hope that he can pull some points for the Williams lot. He's been a bit underwhelming so far with attendance and also had a few issues in the last races, and it only gets him P13 that lap, so not what he'll be looking for. I'm sure he can pull out a lot more from the hat there. Nacho on a lap 2. We've got many on out laps now, so hopefully Nacho doesn't get blocked by anyone, but it looks like the track is pretty clear for him. Nice apex speed around Spoon. Extends really nicely. Gets a touch of the grass, but I don't think that'll matter too much. Comes into the left-hander now of 130R. Seems to carry okay, decent pace, doesn't pull in narrowly, but it looks like he's using lower aero setup because of the way he turned in there, made it look like it was maybe a bit of a struggle to keep it flat, which usually on a setup around here isn't how you would take it. But P13 with that lap. We've got a few changing at the front. We've got Fandango still P2 after his lap, jump in, Indian Jesus and Digweed. Jay Hartnell slips himself just ahead of Digweed, which we have missed. He's on 3-lap old softs. On the old games I would berate that, but seems as we don't have to start on our qualifying compounds anymore. I'm not too sure he's worried about the health of the softs at the moment when we're given 4 per session. Well, 4 per qualifying session. We don't get them for the race also. Just get them returned in the state they're in after quali. Zenon's got a bit of traffic there. That would have been quite the annoyance and probably would have made him be a bit too cautious there. Getting off the track though is the sister team of Ferrari, is Alfa Romeo. And there, I think, was one of the effects of crossplay on the stream there. Don't know if you would have saw it on the stream, but we had a bit of a crack in the gameplay there. A bit of, I don't know, with the timing just went a bit wild, and then don't think it helped Zenon there as he goes wide. Nacho, is he coming round? No, Aston he's on his in lap. Riordan in lap as well, I believe. IRT Connect isn't. He is setting a lap. He hasn't set one yet, so he's left it late in the session to do so. I don't know if he invalidated his first run or didn't do it, but he's just managed to not invalidate there. I don't know if he's just perfected the outside curb of spoon there, or he's just creeped over the line and he's been lucky by the game. But nevertheless, it looks like that's a decent apex there. Getting a touch of grass, but you're not going to worry too much because of how much downforce you have in the car when you're going at that speed. And the last sector seems to look quite nice as he comes down from P18. And where is that going to jump in? He's going to jump into P1. Yeah, I did think that looked pretty fast, especially Spoon. Extended really well. I don't think it was a extension. I think he was on the track enough for it to not warrant a warning and invalidation, but we'll have to see what the stewards think of it. But I don't think there was any issue in it. But it was very, very close, which is a testament to how much pace he carried through the corner. Fandango, I believe, is to be on a lap now in P3 for AlphaTauri. Is that the sound of a Welshman? It is. It definitely is. On my own today, Mr. BT's out there sorting his exams out, so I respect the time he's taken off to crack on with that. So no worries being on my own when it's under a circumstance like that. Was a bit salty when he was out enjoying New York the other week, but that's alright, it's all good for him. Japan's quite a fun track as well. It's a short track, I'm sure it'll be okay for the rest of the session. But anyway, Cal is doing alright so far, as is it is his debut. It's a PC debut for Cone in general, I believe. I don't think Cone has any interference with PC sim games at all. I think this is the first time we've been trialing it, and it seems to be going over alright so far. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. But I think now the lobby's just starting to slow down as everyone's preparing for their last few laps. I expect Rosasky to come to the pits now. In a more formal matter, but he's done it anyway. Rhino Hussey? I'm going to go with Rhino Hussey, I think. Not to set a lap yet in the pit, so he's going to only have a one run. It's a one and done for him. Victor Mean, as he goes for a nice spin, can't keep on the track. I'll tell you what, if you do spin in quali, I'd love to try and straighten it out and make it look cool, but unfortunately for Victor Mean, he hasn't done so on his soft compound, so he'll be coming in. I'll tell you what, once that yellow Sector 1 timer's gone, I'm curious to see how much time's left in the session, because it might be a struggle for Victor Mean to get back into the pits and get a lap out. It is a 1:30 lap when you're going at full pace. I think he might genuinely struggle to get back in for a final and first lap for him as well. Lesty also not sent a lap so far, only one of 3 to do so. Although there's a few here which haven't set respectable laps from Rosasky down to Riordan. So it's literally a one and done for them also. Riordan should get back into the pits in time, but it's going to be very close. Yeah, first crossplay person of Cone's history. Diotmar Beagler says hello and good luck. Apologies if I mispronounced your name there. Feel free to let me know how to pronounce it in the future if you're going to be returning into the chat. I can actually set a very good lap here, but I mean, look how close it is to Deluxey. It's only about, what is that, 200ths? 200ths of difference. And then even then, Indian Jesus is quite close. And I thought I saw it wrong there, but in the top right, it did just say Indian Jesus was 8/10ths up coming out of the first sector. So that would have been a cracking lap, but it did reset and end up saying 2.2 over. So I'm not too sure what's going on with Indian Jesus there. But Bailey is on a lap, I think, as everyone else is coming out on their out laps. So we'll stick with him. Is it? Or is this can't be an out lap, it would say. So I think this is his final run. Nice apex there, much better than his last run. Coming around, keeps it nice and tight this time, I hope, and he does. And he smashes it up to a P5. I wonder if he's going to try and go for another run. I don't know how much fuel he has, but if he doesn't have enough fuel, I'm sure he'll try and push even further. We'll stick with Deluxey now, who is trying to challenge IRT Connects, who is on an out lap. So once we're done with Deluxey, we will jump on with IRT Connects and hopefully get a nice battle between them on the deltas, and maybe we'll have someone who we're not watching steal the show from behind. I mean, it could be anyone, but at the moment it looks like it could be Fandango, who's on an out lap, and also Cal, Shakespeare and Jay Hartnell, who are rounding out the top 8. The rest of them in the top 8 are not looking like they're going to set another lap. But as Deluxey comes into Spoon, to see how he takes it. Gets nice tight to the apex, doesn't expend much, keeps all 4 tyres on the tarmac. Comes round, he's going to get a nice little bit of slip here. And it's from a teammate, so it's planned out, which is nice to see. And the other Haas does slow down eventually to let him through. I wonder if that is a planned slip, or if Lefty the Twig has just noticed that he's there and taking advantage of his positioning. But anyways, Deluxey comes across, sets the fastest lap with a 1:29.5. We'll jump back on with IRT Connect, and he's not happy. He's punched the throttle, and he's punched it again after the fact of spinning, and that is his chances of pole out the window. It needs to be careful now with people coming around behind him on laps. And I think there's only one, so you don't have to worry too much. Which is the Ferrari of Cal, I believe. It is not. Cal is invalidated, so he will not be placing anywhere higher than P8. Zenon it was behind IRT Connect, and we'll stick with him for now. I don't think anyone's changed too much. We've got Fandango on a lap, who will jump on with after Zenon, but I think he is going to finish his lap before us. And he's invalidated, jumping over the curb too much. Let's see what Fandango's doing. Oh, Fandango's behind, sorry. I thought Fandango would have been a bit further ahead up on the track. Well, let's see what his second sector split is when we get into Spoon. Feels like quite a cautious Spoon. He's kept the lines very nice and tidy, but it doesn't look like he's been too aggressive on the throttle as he's swinging around it with the apex speed. But he's looking alright for now. He's 1 second up on his delta, so that lap is not going to be representative for pole position. We got Chugs, who was 2/10 up on his time. I don't like that, how you say 2/10 up. If you're 2/10 up, you should be down. But if you're down on your time, you should be taking time off your lap. Like, oh, he's 2/10 down on it, so he's taking 2/10 off. I don't understand it the other way. It sounds backwards to me. But let me know what you think. Right, I think that sums it up now. I think Leon is the only one left out, and he's had a spin as I've got onto his camera, and he was invalidated anyway, so not too worried about him bogging up the last portion of that lap now. And I think that is it, so I think Deluxey takes it. And I would say a whisker, but he's taken it by quite a mile now, after IRT Connects did invalidate his final run. So very good pole time there for Deluxey with a 1:29.5. and then a 129.8 is the second fastest time. So if we have a look at the leader delta, which I've just done a little bit too late, we will see it in the next info page. Ryan in the chat, is it Hussey, your last name pronounced? I expect it is, but if I'm saying it wrong, please correct, so I can remember for the rest of the season, please. Teamwork makes the dream work. Lovely from Lesty. So looks like it was a bit of a planned, may have been impromptu, but it worked nevertheless. They got it done. They done it cleanly as well. Deluxey taking pole then. IRT connects 2.5 tenths. In real world, 2.5 tenths in difference is nothing, but in the game of Formula 1, it is a time told in tenths. Try and say that without saying a T. Bloody hell. But P3, we got 0.4 tenths. Well, 4 tenths in total away from P2. So quite the margins. I think Deluxey, if his race pace is any representative to his quali pace, we might see someone running it here. There's a silent P at the start. What, for Hussey? It's raining. I'm opening my window. I don't care. It's too hot in here. And it's raining outside anyway. It'll just add to the ambience. Give me a sec. I'm not sitting in this fucking hot box when it's raining in game anyway. We'll just pretend it's a stormy night in Japan. I'm sure there's many of them. Right. Oh, it's so hot in here. I'm so glad. Oh, but it is going to mean it's going to be a longer race. Right, I'm back in the rig now. Let's see how this goes. Nathan JB says I predict 7 DNFs. I reckon there's going to be more, to be honest. Just waiting now, guys, for everyone to get their last setup changes sorted. We do have formation lap in cone, so I can have a little bit of a rest a sec. You're probably right, Josh, says Nathan. Well, I think in Britain we had like 10 or something, so, and that was dry. I know Britain's a tricky track, but the walls are a lot closer around Japan, and I think some of the corners are a bit more tricky as well, so it'll be interesting. I want to go back in the stream and try and hear that bloody thunder, because that was loud. I can't do it without playing the audio, so I'll save it until after. There's a little bit more there. I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully it's picking it up. I'm such a big fan of thunder and lightning. What do you lot think about thunder and lightning in chat? I know there's a few people who'll probably be a bit scared of it, but I love it, me. Always have. I don't know why. It's just wicked. Right, okay. Let's get the spectator menu sorted up while we're waiting. We don't want lap data. No, we're out of quality now. We'll have full track map so we can see what's going on and take off telemetry for now. And I think that's it. Let's have a look at the tyres. I think everyone's going to be on inters anyway, but I might be wrong. Yeah, full inters for the grid, so no advantages off the line for anyone. Everyone's on a fair level ground now, so it'll be interesting. You can follow a lot closer in these cars, but I mean, rain is rain, and Japan is Japan. It's a very awkward track if you're trying to make overtakes quickly. I don't think people will be doing that today. I think it'll be more of a intervaled race where we will see periods of big gaps, and we will see periods of congested hairpins where 3 or 4 people are challenging for positions. But We'll have to wait and see yet. Can't predict the future, but we can wait for it to start as everyone gets lined up now. Sounds like a proper storm. Yeah, it is. I love it, man. I haven't had a storm in a while because, you know, it's been bloody heat waves and all that. Greta Thunberg crap. Global warming. It's not a joke, but I'm just glad that it's a bit cold. There's a bit of a breeze and the higher powers are just grumbling. It's lush. If there is a higher power. Not going to get into that. Yeah, Panda. I don't know. Like, let me know what time of qualifying it was so I can watch it back. Right, lights are going out now. Oh, they're away, but Deluxy is not. Deluxy's had a crap start, and it's caused a bit of a bit of carnage at the back. Some Williams was going off and look at everyone struggling to keep it on the track, not knowing where to put the car and where to stop the car on these inter tyres. Bailey stormed up 4 positions into P2, looking really good. PC Zenon also going up 9 positions, doubling the state of Baza. Cal's dropped 11. He's had a stinking start on his debut, unfortunately for the lad. Actually, the Twig dropping a few after helping his teammate out, but not helped him out for much as he's dropped down 6 positions, well 5, after having a delayed start. I don't know if there was a lights glitch, but it wouldn't surprise me with us being on crossplay. I hope not. Hopefully it was just a delayed start and a mistake for himself. Oh, and the Alpine's gone wide. His teammate's going to take advantage of that. And so is the Aston Martin, but he's not taking much of an advantage because he's smacked into a wall. Rosa Sky also off the other Aston Martin, but Rhino Hussey with a silent P apparently as he's gone off. And that is him out apparently. There's a bit of glitch in there from Rosa Sky, and Leon is out. Mercedes apparently, but I'm pretty sure that was an AlphaTauri. Right, no, there's the AlphaTauri and there was a Mercedes off on the other side. So that is, wow, carnage. Absolute carnage. Safety car is out. It's not a VSC. Bloody hell. Can't catch a breath. I need to turn my iPad volume down. Here we go. Oh, bloody hell. That was a bit chaotic. Zenon jumping up into the podium positions. 11 spots in 1 lap. That is insane. And to be fair to the lads, 9 of them were under racing conditions without many drivers coming off the track. Only 3 of them were gained after people were being smacked around. So fair play to him. Baza also taking advantage of the delayed start of the likes of Deluxy by going up into P2, 4 spots up. Brilliant start for himself. IIT Connects looks like the only one in the whole grid to hold his own position. I know I'm wrong. He's gone up a position, so no one has held the position by the looks of it, apart from Rhino, who has now just lost. Well, he's gained 1 back after jumping. No, he hasn't. He's gone back down. So yeah, Rhino the only person to hold the position. Rhino in P19, which I'm sure he wouldn't have liked to do. But yeah, IIT Connects has made up for his mistakes in quali. I say he's made up for them, but Deluxy seemed to, after having a really awful start off the line. Bailey Fox jumping up with Zenon just behind. Also Jay Hartnell getting a good little jump, 4 spots. Deluxy, after having that awful start, jumps down to P5. It wasn't P6 when the safety car came out, so not sure how he's got ahead of Indian Jesus there. Chug Spam's Polish man also jumping up. Riordan dropping down 4, equaling Deluxy's awful start in the AlphaTauri compared to the Haas. 8 jumps up for Rosa Sky. Victor Mean up and in by 1 by going up 9. Femi jumping up 3. Digweed down 2. Nacho jumping up 3. Wild Dog going down by 8. Just outscoring negatively Cal, who jumped down 7. But Fandango, the loser of them all at the moment, dropping down 13 places down to P17. 2 for Lassie the Twig, and then Rhino in P19, who just smacked the wall again by the looks of it. Has he got more damage? I don't think so, but I'm interested to how he spun it there under safety car conditions. Hopefully he hasn't incurred some rear wing damage, because I know how hell that is. Trust me. God, my voice is almost already gone. I have to have a little chill out before we get going, because if it's anything like it has been in that first lap, it's gonna be a quiet rest of the night for me after this stream's finished. Wow. 15 minutes 31 seconds left on quali. The thunder hit. Okay, thank you very much. Well, Panda's just said in the chat that Zenon was up 9 spots by turn 2, so it wasn't even the first bloody lap. It's insane. What the hell? Why is Wild Dog out? Oh, for Christ's sake! You're kidding. He's lost a tyre in the wall, man. Run. Oh, Wild Dog. Wild Dog, Wild Dog, Wild Dog. I don't know if he's been hit off or what's happened, but the result's the same nevertheless. Oh, Williams are not going to be happy with that, and I think I know what is right about that, because I am part of Williams, and I'm a bit gutted. We've not had the best of starts to the constructors with our absences in tier 1 alongside me, but yeah, Christ. Well, I'm gonna have to. There's a bloody train outside now, so I hope you can't hear it. Hopefully that goes past quickly, because I don't want you lot to hear that. I would like you to hear the thunder though, because I love the thunder sounds wicked. But if the traffic outside does get a bit too loud, I will shut the window again. But we should be going in this lap. I think we are. Okay, so we're going to be back to racing ways now. So let's get ready. It was a big slowdown for Iconex. To be fair, oh Christ, that's unlucky for Bailey. That, I think, with how late the safety car had called in there, IRT Connects has had a slowdown, and unfortunately Bailey's on the tap. But IRT Connects is gone now. Oh, and Zenon's not gone a wing. Oh no, he has. It's just black. Oh shit. My apologies. I thought he didn't have a wing then. Bailey, IRT Connects has gone wide. Bailey's tried to go up the inside after it, and he's had a bit of a wobble because IRT Connects comes back on the track. Bailey holds P2 just about from Zenon, who was looking to make 12 out of 11 bars. Jay Hartnell still in P4 after jumping 4. I think after that everyone's looking alright. Apologies for that last comment. I thought he didn't have a wing. Oh. Bloody hell. I would have been gutted for Zenon then if he didn't have a wing at all. After all that, he's lost it because of a safety car glitch, but I think we're all okay. IT Connect seems to be pushing away from Bailey now, and Zenon right on the edge of Bailey there. But I think everything's looking okay at the moment. Deltas are starting to iron out. We've got Cal, who looks to be closest on track, but it was just a Delta myth as he was coming through the hairpin where it dropped for a slight second. Fandango just close behind him as well, but apart from that, it's all looking pretty sparse until Deluxey creeps up on the Red Bull Jay Hartnell, Bailey Fox's teammate. But I mean, the straight line of Jay Hartnell's looking alright there as he's trying to creep up on Zenon, and there's a bit of movement there between Nacho and Cal. Cal taking up a position there, I think. Oh, and his movement. Zenon getting overtaken by Deluxey. I mean, we knew Deluxey had the pace after putting on pole, so it doesn't surprise me that he's going to start pushing up the grid now. But Bailey Fox has really made amends for the first few issues in the first lap, and IT Connect is not liking that first corner at all. Right. Bit of movement there, and it's a bit of movement because Digweed has had a spin, had a very misrepresentative race last week in Monza, sorry, where we had a few issues for the Alpine driver, but hopefully he can come back and have a bit of a better race today. But yeah, spun unfortunately with the likes of Lesty and Rhino by the looks of it, as they are detached from the main groups of drivers. Right, okay, I think we're all, yeah, starting to even out now and balance out, which is something that always does happen in the wet. There's no DRS, so it is purely down to the pace of the drivers at the moment. The rain does not look that heavy, but we've seen in many other circumstances. I'm going to have to shut the window in a sec, because it'll be a bit too loud for us, I think. But we have seen in other circumstances where the rain can chuck it down, and even though it doesn't look like it's heavy, it is heavy and it comes down fast. I mean, we had Hedge Racing League, who I'm sure I wouldn't be in the wrong to mention tonight, where we had Austria yesterday, which was a brilliant race, by the way, if you want to check it out. The rain just chucks it down so quick. It did last night, and it looks like we started on the wets today, so I wonder if it is going to be a interchangeable weather race today. Hopefully so. It'd be nice to watch. But yeah, the Inter's weather is just so it can be awkward at times. But fastest lap there for Deluxey in P4 seems to be climbing up the ranks as he's gotten past Indian Jesus 2. So he's dropped his downfall a bit. There we go. No, I don't want that. Sorry, I want that. There we go. Jay Hartnell getting a bit detached in P3 from his teammate. But he has got up into P3 after being in P4 on the restart. But you look at that, you can see the lack of confidence he has on the rear tyres, lack of downforce maybe, and Deluxey seems to be all over it. Just see how close he gets up into the hairpin now. He's got a better exit, you can see by the way he's carried speed. But the Red Bull looking to have pace though, and Deluxey doesn't send it up the inside, which is good to see. I don't think it would have been a wise place to put the car. Now, it's unfortunate for Bailey. He's got 5 seconds, so it's going to be really awkward how he decides to serve that, or if he does at all. But Jay Hartnell getting overtaken by Deluxey and also getting sent on by the Mercedes of Indian Jesus. So Jay Hartnell dropping down from P4, going up to P3, and then back down to P5 in the space of a few laps. PC Zenon has had a fall from grace after his large jump up to P3, and he's back down to P7, where he is holding a standard pace, so more likely where he should have been off the restart. But he did seem to have a really good start, which is unfortunately he can't carry the pace. But Jay Hartnell has already got a penalty, and this is not a servable or removable penalty, so that 3 seconds is going to carry him around the track for the whole race now. Bailey Fox sticking with IRT Connects, and he's got so much more pace in the first corner, but I don't think he'd want to send it up the inside like he did there. I think if IRT Connects has an issue like he has done in the first few laps, maybe he'd decide to send it up there. But for now, I think you want to just be careful with the narrow and exit. Not much else going on now, just leveled out gaps. So I think we'll have this for a while until someone decides to pounce on a slower driver ahead. But at the moment, everyone seems to be holding well. Cal very close to the McLaren. We've got yellow flags for Leslie the Twig at the back. Seems to be going okay though. Hopefully he hasn't got damage. We'll just give it a double check. It doesn't. Not anything visual to me anyway, so he should be okay for the rest of the race. And hopefully, well, in his case, he'll be hoping for a safety car. Oh, and it's yellows again, and he'll definitely be hoping now, after Lesty's had another spin. I think he's cut the tyres a bit for the Inter's weather after his first spin, and has not taken enough care with him coming around on his next lap after the first spin, which is really unfortunate for the Haas driver. He did do his teammate some justice though, getting him on pole, so I'm sure he'll get another chance at this race at some point. With still having 18 drivers in the race, I'm sure he'll get another chance to join the pack at some point. But Bailey's very close now. He's going to take the inside. Cal gets a 3-second penalty in the meanwhile, and he's not left the most room, but he's left enough. and that's what matters in racing. And yeah, in the IRT Connect as well to hold the position. I'm gonna have to take a sip of water here, boys, because I am parched. Oh, perfect timing. Safety car. Not perfect for Digweed and Cal though. They're both out in the same place we saw. Wild Dog. I think there's probably been contact there. I don't think two people would make the same mistake that close in time, but that's unfortunate. That is the fourth and third retirement of today's session. Ooh, what's this? Please just be a visual glitch. I think it is. Right, okay. Now, is Bailey going to jump in the pits and serve this penalty? I think he will. Just give me 2 seconds. Right, I'm back and just in time for the leaders to pit. Now, what are they going to do? I know Bailey's going to be serving his penalty. What tyres has he chucked on? So, why are they slick? Why are they slick? Is it, am I seeing that right? Are they slicks? Am I seeing that right? Hards? Bailey's chucked on hards, everyone. Hard tyres, medium tyres for RT Connect. It's still wet. It's still raining. This is bold. This is very, very bold. Right. Right, okay. So we got Deluxey staying out with Indian Jesus, Jay Hartnell, and many more, which I'm not going to go through a list because my voice is already on ropes. But we've got bloody IRT Connect, Bailey Fox on hards, Femi joining Connect on the mediums. It's the track. It's damp. I can't find a positive in this at the moment. It's still raining and the track is still damp. Now I'll try my hardest to get a look on temperatures of some of these dry tyres. Let's have a look. So Bazza Fox, right, I can see his front left temp and it's on 70. And he's been out there for over a lap now on the hards. It's stopped raining actually. As Bailey Fox goes wide under the safety car. We won't have gained an advantage from that, so I don't think anything to worry about. A few people doing it anyway on the Inters, to be fair. But it has stopped raining. I think, has it? Yeah, it has. Wow. The pit stop is not too long in Japan. So, for this to pay off for them, they really need to be dry on the restart. And we've got a few people disconnected at the back, so we're going to have another lap of the safety car. And look at everyone dashing in now. Everyone's going to dries, I reckon. I'm a bit shocked. It does not look dry out there to me. I don't know if I'm seeing something different to what the driver's doing, or whether that bloody Elvis Presley's telling them something different, but this is going to be interesting. I mean, the racing line's looking... It's a bit greasy, but maybe drivable. Especially for the mediums, they'll have a bit more lateral grip to the hards. But anything off the line and you're spinning big time. Still a lot of people sticking out on Inters though, even though it is wet. Inters can run okay in the dry. They do start to overheat after a while, but they are going to be a full pit stop down though. This is going to be interesting. Indian G is taking it very slowly on the hards. Very, very slowly, which does not surprise me. I mean, the thunder stops in my window and bloody it stops raining in the race and all, so good time in that. It's not looking like it's drying up quick enough though. Looks like it's taking a while. But it is going to be in this lap, I think, even if Rhino doesn't catch up, which I don't think he will, because if he's on dries, he's going to be tiptoeing all the way around. Yeah, and he's got full-on hairpin and spoon to come through after he's just finished the Degnas. Bailey Fox is leading. How's he done? Wait, what? How was Bailey Fox out ahead of IRT Connect? Did IRT Connect spin it? Did I miss that in the chat, someone? Because with a 5-second penalty, Bailey should definitely be behind Connect. Anyways, it's going in for another lap, so Rhino's gonna join back with the pack. Luckily, I mean even then he's still quite far behind, but it is just a straight in a corner. And there's a few more people jumping in now. So I think Bailey and Bailey, and IRT Connects are pioneers of the slick tyres around Japan today. There was another one, sorry, that was with them, Femi, who was also on the dries. The first three Musketeers to jump on the tyres and take the risk and the gamble, even when it was raining still. So you've really got to respect that. Bailey's on hards, IRT Connects on mediums. Now, Japan is so demanding on the tyres. If I was in this situation, I had to pick between hards and mediums. Hards would be the safe bet. You definitely get around on them. But I think the mediums really might struggle towards the end. I'm not too sure what the delta is racing-wise on the start of the stints from. But I know Bailey's going to be struggling on the damp conditions compared to the mediums, because they're just that little bit softer of a compound. I think CRL, not round 4, sorry, tier 4 is just starting up now as well. As I just had a notification from Serial Bot, I expect that's what that is. Lesty, man in the middle at the moment, Inters, only one in his vicinity to be on them. Everyone else who is on the Inters are in the top 5 and 6. Top 6, sorry. This is going to be interesting. Like, Bailey's going to have to break early. And he's going to have to hope that his followers behind do the same thing. Because otherwise this could be spicy. And I hope it's not. I hope we can get on and enjoy a nice tactical battle between the two changing deltas of the strategies. It's in this lap. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun for some, and it's not going to be for others, because there is no middle ground. There is a split in strategy here today, and only one of them can come out on top. Which one is it going to be? I'm not too sure still, because the track looks so damp still. I think we're going to have to ride on board with some of the drier tyres. We'll stick on with IRT Connect, the initial leader of this race after Deluxe's. Look at that. Look at that. He can't even get the car around. And he's that far back that, look. We have to jump. Oh my god! Nearly 4 wide there for the Inters runners. Bailey's done really well on the hards to get around that corner. Wow. But he is much slower. Look at the traction coming out. But look how close his front lock got. Polish man taking a gap away from his competitors. Bailey just holding out for now. He's going to have to hope that he can get an advantage that's bigger than a pit stop. Let's see the Twig overtaking Jay Hartnell. Inters are still the fastest which is what I expected. Femi very slow on the mediums, and Bailey Fox has done extraordinarily well on the hards to get around as he has. But the Inters are still pulling away at quite the margin. I think the biggest of the gaps is going to be in the first sector where it is the tricky S's, but it's still going to keep jumping. Look, it's jumped 1.3 seconds in one corner. It's a big gap. Oh, and they're getting so close into the spoon. These Inter runners are really pulling a gap now from Bailey. Oh, but Lester Twigg is just overtaking Bailey as well, and Bailey is miles off track. Them tyres were not ready. I really didn't think they was, and I would have advised against it if I had contact with some of the drivers. But they've decided to do it, and they can't go back on their decision now. They're just going to have to live with it and try and make the most of it. Victor Mean and NPC Zenon. Zenon back up into the podium positions for a split second after the contrasting strategies. Oh! I think we're okay. Just a bit of crossplay. Nothing else to add to that. To be fair to it, crossplay's been doing alright, but the driver that we're crossplay on for has crashed out prematurely, so yeah, what's going on? I don't know if there's connections or what's going on, but it's a bit tricky to commentate on. Look at Deluxey really pushing on Polish man, the Williams driver, two of the lowest cars in the real life constructors, and they nearly grip a wheel and nearly kill each other, but they don't, which is what matters. And they get round the second Degner, and there's an Indian Jesus in the pit. It's gone back to Inters by the looks of it. So has IoT Connects after he's got wing damage, but Bailey is holding it out on the 4-lap old hards. He's still slower, and he's going to be for a while. And let's have a look at his gap to the leader. 17 seconds, so yeah, this has not played off at all. Even if it does get to dry at any point now, he's going to be on much worse tyres, and he's not even got really a pit stop gap to the guys ahead, which is unfortunate. Just think it was that little bit too early to make the call. They're getting very close now, these top three. Zenon has dropped off a little bit. Yellow flags. And it looks to be Rhino was had a bad day at the office. A bad day in the office for him. Just had a few spins already this session. Riordan and Femi. Femi's off the track by quite a margin. He's not got damage. He's come back on the track in an okay manner. He's just going to have to make way for the ooh, contact there on a straight. Awkward that. Don't know what happened there as he was looking back to Ecos Rosa Sky, who was getting very close. Rosa Sky still on the medium, same as Femi, and Jay Hartnell being on the hards. Oh, and Riordan's taking a trip across the I don't know what you call that, the runoff. Victor Mean takes a 3-second penalty as it looks like he's gone wide out of the S's, and PC Zenon, sorry, I keep getting that mixed up for some reason, has jumped back up into the podium spots. Bailey Fox still holding P8, but the time loss is so dramatic that I don't think he's going to enjoy it too much, even though he has held off the competitors behind him who took the same stance as him on the strategy. Oh, there's yellow flags. I think that's Rhino again, who's soon to be lapped, or already soon to be lapped, sorry. As everyone is getting so close in this top 4 battle. Blood, no, it is top 5 battle, wow. Even 6 could be jumping in on the action soon, if they keep holding each other up front. Is there any movement up here? We've got Deluxey, who's ran away a bit actually. We've just missed out on that with the Deltas. Look at the exit speed of that Alfa Romeo. He doesn't go for it though, which surprises me. Victor Mead holding his ground, and that might have been a punt and pass. Oh, Bailey's out! What's happened there? Oh, he's miles off the track. He's come into Spoon and he's just absolutely dropped it. Wow. Wow, and that is a full safety car. And if you give me a second, I'm just going to sort out some admin. Wow, Bailey is out after the... Yes, there's no other way of putting it. The horrendous strategy call to go on the drive so early. It didn't pay off initially anyways, but it's definitely not paid off now as he's already out. And got some overtaking under the safety car. Yeah. Well, just pit stop phases, actually. But I'm just going to start a party with a certain someone in a minute. Right, here we go. We're going to have Panda, also known as Chris, joining me. Another fellow Welshman. Alright, Bailey, I'm still streaming.
What a bag of wank that way.
I'm streaming!
You still streaming?
Yes!
Well, that's unfortunate.
Panda's going to join me, so this was the easiest party I could join.
Well, that tosser, Mark,
Oh,
gets on radio.
Get out!
He gets on radio saying it's going to be dry. It's going to be dry soon. It's going to be really dry soon. It weren't dry. It just didn't dry. Look at it. Look at the track still. Does that look dry?
No, it doesn't look dry.
Mark's dropped a clanger.
Alright, watch your language.
I feel like Hamilton. Even though I didn't watch that, but
Right.
it's not the mechanic's fault. It's the team's fault.
What do you want to do? Do you want to stay with me?
No. I best
No.
leave before there's any further damage.
Right. Right, Panda, you joining or what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine, Panda. I can invite you. Oh, Christ. It's on bloody crossplay. You can join through my profile, please. Yeah, I'll set myself to online. You can join from my profile. There, that's sound. Bloody hell. Well, just to give you a lot of bit of context, that was Bazza Fox who just crashed out, and Panda's just said he'd be able to join me on comms for tonight. So I've started the first party that I've seen with Panda's name, and Bailey was in it as well because he was playing F1 Manager the other night. And Bailey didn't realise I was still streaming, and he joined and said his piece on Mark Priestley, the engineer. But Panda's here now. You good?
I am, but I haven't actually come on the game. How the hell do I join?
You need to turn on crossplay because we've got crossplay on because it was a PC
I can do a
driver
request
today.
to join, I think. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Let me know in the chat, boys, if you can hear Panda. Just make sure he's got his
It's probably too
voice
loud.
shared.
Oh, I might not actually. No.
Right, it's not coming in this lap. Oh, Bailey's back.
No, I have got it. Yeah, it is on there.
You joining us for comms or what?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm
Alright.
excited. I will.
Shall
I'll
you
get a
two do
filter
it?
on.
If you want, Panda.
Yeah, because you're both in there. Don't worry about it.
Alright.
I made my debut anyway. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Panda.
See you guys.
See you later, mate.
Wait, this is Chris. Oh, bye, Chris.
Right. You're still in the lobby, right? IRT Connect's
No.
DNF'd! What?
I need an invite, please, Josh.
Join from my profile. IRT Connect has just crashed and left. So that's two of the initial drivers, including Bailey and party with me, that was looking to win the race. Deluxey initially, after he had a bit of an issue off the line, was the fastest in qualifying though. But what on earth has happened to IRT Connect there? He seems to have retired in the pits. We've got the delta to the leaders. Let's put that back to the intervals. We've still got a mix of tyres. We've been under these conditions for like 5-6 laps now, even more, and we still got people missed out for choice on tyres.
Josh, I gotta tell you, I've got a feel for all the people on drives. Mark sold us all the dream.
Yeah. I
When
reckon they
that
should bring
first
Jeff
safety
back.
car come out, he said that the track will be drying very soon. That was the exact quote. And to be fair to these three at the top who have kept on inters, fair play.
But at what point is it going to not be fair play and they've left it out too long? Because the track looks so much better than it did the first safety car restart. There's no dry line, the whole track seems to look the same. And it hasn't rained since, so it must mean it's getting drier.
No,
At what
they probably should
point?
have boxed me down.
Yeah, by the looks of it, I think maybe it's going to be in dry deltas now. So I mean, Chug Spams and NPC Zenon look to be the favourites at the moment if it does stay dry. It's not even coming in this lap. It's staying out again.
They've got to go in. They've got to go in.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
one sticks it out. Oh no, it doesn't. Sorry, that's Chugs. I thought I was spectating a Inters runner, but I wasn't.
Oh, loads of pitting.
Yeah.
Softs.
It's definitely dries now. I would not go soft now. No.
Yeah.
No chance. Softs.
Oh,
Softs have got a lifespan about around here, probably like 6 odd laps.
Really?
Probably because it's so an overheating track that I just don't think they'd be enjoyable for 8, 9 laps.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm rooting for Deluxey now.
Well, Deluxe, he's going to have the jump on the. If it is still damp at the restart, he's going to have such a big jump on him because the soft tires just have such an advantage with the grip to the ground. Because the mediums will take a bit longer to heat up. The softs will be cooking pretty nicely anyway. I mean, I can see his temperatures now on the Haas steering wheel, and it's on like 89 degrees, and he's hardly pushing them. So I think if it is definitely dry now, we can see there's a bit damp patches on the track, but nothing to worry about. Yeah, that's what I mean. Definitely good for dry tyres now for this last 9 lap sprint. Still got a lot of people to catch up though. I'm not too sure if your teammate there, Jay Hartnell, is going to catch.
Look at the position change.
Let's have a look.
Graphic.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a messy one today. We got 15 jumps for Cyril Nacho. We got 10 for Zenon, 8 for Polishman, 10 for Lesty. I mean, I'm just interested to see how this goes because with this many people jumping up, that we're slower in quali, leading the pack now, it's going to make it really interesting to how the faster initial drivers who are now behind take being behind a slower car. I mean, who knows? In the dry, some of these people who have jumped up the top with the right strategy call could end up holding the pace really well. Right, it is in this lap, so we'll get on board with Chug Spam, see when he goes. We'll jump on with Nacho actually. Oh, there's a lapped car in between them. So Chug Spams has got a very nice. Oh wow, Chug Spams has run away with it off the start because of that Aston Martin. I don't know why it doesn't let him overtake the safety car with how many laps under it we had, but everyone seems to have got away cleanly. It's definitely dry. How's Deluxe going to do on these soft? Fandango setting the fastest lap of the session while trying to catch up on a safety car lap. This shows you how hectic this race has been, and we've got a Polish man off. Had a bit of a spin there in the Williams. It looks to be debris all over the track, so I think someone up ahead has lost a bit of wing too. See if we can try and find it. I think I found it. Victor Means Alfa Romeo is looking like Gru's nose at the moment. Nothing left on it.
Oh, there's a wounded Alfa Romeo.
It is, yeah. Leslie having a bit of a snap there in the Haas. Also, Deluxey, Chug Spam's going side by side, but look at the absolute pusher grip those softs have for Deluxey. Now, Chugs and Zenon really need to think about how they take this now, because they're going to need to push up and stay with him if they want a chance to overtake them later on, because that is when the battle will start, is when those softs start to degrade, because these mediums have got no worries now, but the softs definitely do. And saying that, Zenon's on softs also, so he's going to have to worry about how he handles the tyres too. purple sector there for Indian Jesus in the second. Leslie Twig gets a 3-second penalty also. And this Alpha Aston Martin really needs to start following blue flag rules and letting the drivers through. Deluxey seems to be pulling away now, and that is...
he's through on the softs.
Yep, he is. Oh, they make contact. Just gets through though. No damage to either driver.
He had to get through there.
Yeah. A bit unneeded contact, but look at the pace Indian Jesus has on them soft in the S's, really being held back by the medium runners, having to take wider lines just to get the car around compared to the pace of the Mercedes, but absolute grip coming out of the last corner of the S's, and gets past him easily with such a short straight. Shows how much them softs are really pulling on now.
Indian Jesus was 10th on the restart.
He was, and now he's up into 4th on the softs. It's going to be hard though. There's still 8 laps for him to push those softs. What has he? He's been on them for what? Three laps now.
He has.
It's going to be hard. I'm not too sure how it's going to play out. Not too much else going on. Reordering on the soft. Let's get the. I'm just going to keep the tyre delta up so I know who's on what as I'm commentating. Ooh, big misstep there for Lesty on the softs coming out.
Jesus is sending one.
Is he?
Yeah. He's off track.
He is. Was he pushed off though?
I don't know.
Not too sure. Deluxey still running away with it though. Zenon not being able to hold the pace. And Indian Jesus slowly creeping up on the P2 runner. Zenon's had a brilliant start to this race all the way through. He's had a few times where he's dropped into the middle points positions, but look at that, 12 positions gained for the Ferrari driver, so he's looking good so far. 20 people in the chat, nice to see you all, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. A bit of a hectic one today with a few guests here and there, but I've enjoyed this one and my voice is going. But it's been quite fun with all the variables of the race so far. Cross players seem to be doing okay, so no issues on that end, but Nacho now very close on the back of the McLaren Chug Spams, who did lead us for the restart, but is now in a hollow P4 compared to what he was hoping for. Femi Master getting a 3-second there also on the medium tyres. Oh, and there's a big mistake from Chugs, which leaves the Alfa Romeo licking his lips at a potential move to come after Spoon. Riordan on the back of Lesty as well. Just a lot of soft runners keeping similar deltas to each other. Ferry, to be fair, even though he did get the penalty, holding good pace to these the soft runners ahead of him. Big gaps at the back there.
Oh, Nacho's going for it.
That's
too early. Oh, wow.
This contact.
Yeah, there's big contact.
They've held it really nice around 130R though. And they've both tried to send it, but the Alfa Romeo comes out on top. But the McLaren tries to send it back. Clipping the tyres, and look who's joined the party. Rosa Sky also. On the back of the three of them. Back of the two of them, sorry. And they've both got DRS. And the Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's a late move on the straight from the McLaren. Oh! Bloody hell. McLaren's on a mad one here. That was not a good defence from the McLaren in my eyes. That was very aggressive and unwarranted. The Aston Martin had nothing to do with the battle before.
So much pressure. He's got 10% ERS.
Oh yeah, it's going to be tough. These are blue flags being shown. I don't know what for. Everything seems to be okay, but Indian Jesus is getting very close now to NPC Zenon in P2. It's yellow flags.
Oh, it was a pass round.
Yeah, Lesty the Twig not having the greatest of races today. Oh, he's nearly beached it on the curb and all. Luckily he hasn't. Yeah, this Aston Martin's not going to be happy with how he used track in the first sector of the last lap. Well, this lap. I think he's going to be pushing on now to try and make amends to what he thought was an issue of the McLaren. Seems to be Nacho pulling a bit of a gap from the McLaren, and look at the Aston Martin's overspeed on then softs, and the McLaren has no right to fight that at this point. Much faster from the Aston Martin.
He has got to get some ERS in the tank.
Who's this, the McLaren?
Yeah. Oh, he's using again. He's suicide, man.
Indian Jesus overtakes Zenon for P2. Oh, the Aston Martin's getting close, but I don't think he's going to push a move. I'd hope he wouldn't, and he hasn't. Chuck Spam's 3-second penalty. That's going to put him even lower down if he gets dropped off by the soft runners. Deluxey absolutely past the competition at the moment. 4.2 second gap to spare, but Indian Jesus is slowly chopping it down. Still a good amount of laps to go, and still enough laps for another safety car to be pulled out. So it's not over yet, it can still go down to the final whistle. They don't use whistles in F1, but it still works.
Deluxe's last lap, 1:32.8. Indian Jesus, 1:33.6. That would have been... When he had a free lap, he was faster by 2 tenths.
Who, Indian Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a bit more pace on him. He's dropped 2 tenths this lap, putting it down to 4 seconds, just breaching that that wall now. Gaps are forming now pretty highly, and Riordan AlphaTauri's had a spin in Spoon. Looks like he's taken a bit too much curb by the place that he's spun it on, as the car's been flung to the left. He's come back on track in quite a nice manner. He's got so much less pace in the Haas, and the Haas gets past. Femi, getting very close to Fandango, the other AlphaTauri, so they both look to be in trouble on this lap, but I think Fandango, although derating, has got enough. Oh, and Rosa Sky goes for the move on Nacho, but he takes a lot of grass with it, and that's going to end up in a warning, so he's going to have to be careful now, I think. Yeah, I think apart from that, Bailey, I think everything's levelled out now. We've got Riordan in the pits.
Jesus took 5 tenths out somehow.
He has, yeah.
It won't be enough. It shouldn't be enough.
Well, especially knowing that he's got to lap all the tyres, so he's going to feel that drop off sooner as well. So the odds are against him, but he is still pulling the time down bit by bit.
Oh, Femi's off.
Femi, he is seem to be slowing on the old mediums. I mean, Femi's medium tyres are from the first set of pit stops, so they're not going to be any good against anyone, not even his own compound competitors. But just pulling them around on 15 laps old, they're going to be harsh at the end also. I'm just so curious to how these softs are going to end up towards the late of the race. I think the gaps are big enough.
No sooner as he made that 7 tenths, it has gone.
Yeah. All back down to 4 seconds now. Right, yeah, I think all the gaps are just spayed out now, as you can see me flicking the drivers. Victor Mean.
We've only got chugs.
Victor Mean's had a spin off there in P13. Is he stuck in the gravel? He's not. And he's just reversed the car into the wall, which isn't going to help his cause. Yeah, the only one, as Bailey did point out, in DRS at the moment is Chuck Spams on Nacho, but he has got the tyre disadvantage, being 2 laps older than his competitor. Taking a lot of grass on that line there. It's not going to help when he's turning in to a right-hander, leaning on them left tyres. He's picking up on the Alfa Romeo's pace though. Getting very close now as they're trying to catch Rosa Sky, but Rosa Sky looks to be gapping a bit on the softer compound for now. But at what point are these going to die, or is there going to be any point where they're going to die?
You both need to manage battery here.
Yeah.
First one to put battery on is just shooting a percentage foot.
Yeah, you really need a lot of battery around Japan. The straights with the DRS are not long enough for you to just get it done under DRS. We know DRS isn't that powerful on this game compared to all generations, but the Alfa Romeo going wide there. Gonna have to be careful not to pick up a penalty, because that does mean Chuck Spam's move on him will be full position. I think Nacho will be sitting pretty sweet knowing if Chuck Spams does get the position on track that he can hold in his just behind him and still take the position later. Worried about catching Rosa Sky as he's holding similar delta for the last few laps. Yellow flags, who's that for? No one at the front. It is Jay Hartnell, the teammate of yourself.
It's not a great week for Red Bull.
No. I mean, they had all the luck in the Dutch Grand Prix, but nothing today. Chuckspam's still looking to be the only one fighting for a position at the moment. He's got the similar gap as he did last lap, so I don't expect we'll see a move. Again, taking a lot of grass. Seems to be lacking a bit of control for the car at the moment. It's not going to help him carry the speed up into the hairpin. As you can see, it has cost him a bit as he's dropped a few more tenths than he did coming around that corner last lap.
Nacho's done a brilliant job with his battery.
What battery is Nacho looking at?
53.
Compared to Chugs's?
21.
Yeah, so Chugs is really on the back foot for the rest of this battle with the battery and also the tyres and also the penalty, so he's all stacked against him. But Deluxe coming around traffic as well as he overtakes Victor Mean to be the second lapped car of the session. Now we'll just stick with Deluxe, I think, as he comes around for pretty much a victory lap for the last lap of the session. Got plenty of gap between Indian Jesus and the softs. I was wrong today. They were not looking to die off quick enough for the mediums to take advantage later in the session, but I was right about the track not being good enough for hards and mediums.
I get it.
I told you.
Well,
Right.
Mark said otherwise.
Yeah. Well, Jeff also said otherwise. He got sacked. So
Bring back Jeff.
bring back Jeff. R.I.P. Jeff. Well, he's not dead. He's just been demoted to fixing my left tyre when I get in the pits. But it would be nice to have him on comms. I'm surprised EA haven't added him as a bloody like in-app purchase where you can buy him like you can buy Snoop Dogg on Call of Duty to commentate for you.
Well, Deluxe, I might have to start calling him the Weatherman. He's made one stop. He's judged the track to perfection.
Yeah, he's done very well. He's gone from inters to the softs. No issue about that. As Fandango jumps up, by the way. P6 overtaking Chug Spams, getting in between himself and Nacho. But yeah, Deluxe comes across the line. 10 lap old softs, does it well to finish P1. Indian Jesus P2. And then Zenon, absolutely brilliant race for him, to be fair. He's definitely my driver of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Deluxe had an awful start, to be fair to him, and he's pulled back. He did get the strategy right, but Zenon had to fight through the positions, through all the carnage, to get where he was, and I respect that a lot for the young little driver there.
He had pace on the inners as well.
He did, he was doing really well. My driver of the day there, PC Zenon, I think Bailey's also, as the final 10 coming around to finish their race now. I mean, Femi's tyres, he bloody can't even keep the car straight coming out the last corner on them 18 laps mediums, reordering on the freshest softs. Wonder if anyone's tried to go out and put a fastest lap in. Riordan hasn't, and he smacked the wall in discomfort. Jay Hartnell is plus 7 tenths up, so he's not looking to go for a fastest lap. What about Rhino? He's 24 seconds up, so I don't think he'll be going for fastest lap either, unfortunately. So that will be it for the Japanese Grand Prix today. It's been a fun one. I can't wait for you all to watch it back. I know some of you will be annoyed with the race, but I hope you can enjoy the range of wackiness of the stream today, from thunder to interruption and guest commentary.
I won't be watching it back.
You won't.
No.
You should have heard the thunder though. In quali, there was a thunder bigger than the one there was in our party beforehand. It was massive. Right. I'm not going to do interviews today, boys, because my voice is hurting. I need to drink of water. I need to cut this short. But thank you for Panda for jumping in for about 2 minutes to keep the dead air open, and then cheers to Bailey as well joining me after having a crap race and cursing before the watershed about 16 times, but we'll get past him. He's used to being on the Rel Evans channel, where most of my content is just crap, crashing, and cursing at other people. So, anyways, cheers for that. Let me get the full few drivers. So Deluxe takes P1, Injures P2. On the podium again, second week running, I believe. Zenon jumping on the podium for the first time this season. Rosa Sky with a decent race also for P4. Nacho. Fandango running the top 6. Chug Spam's getting a good P7 after qualifying P10 after leading the race in the last safety car. Last safety car restart. Polish man in P8. Leslie Twig holding a P9 after an unfortunate start, and a lot of positions jumped as well, so good race from him after his initial mistakes. Femi landed at the top 10. Riordan P11. P12 Jay Hartnell, who is in the points actually, so he's not even rounded out the top 10. It's top 12 in Cone, so that'll be a point and a point for fastest lap, so 2 points for him in P12. And then lapped cars, Victor Mean in P13, Rhino also, and then the DNFs, IRT Connects, Bazza Foxshire, who's in the party with me, and the last two. Right, I'm going to stop the stream there, guys. Cheers for watching, hope you enjoy. See you for next week, and see you the Thursday, where I'll be racing in Tier 1, and we'll also see some of the other guys racing in Tier 2 also. So, ta-ra.
Good luck, Nathan.
Wait there, I've pressed the wrong button. 2 seconds. So for some reason, when you go to press stop broadcast, it opts you to say no instead of saying yes. Like, why would you leave it on the end? Like, no. Like, oh, what? I just clicked it because I don't want to stop it. No.